You're halfway through the day, you've eaten clean, you've stayed disciplined, you've said no to the little temptations, and then, out of nowhere, it shows up. That whisper in your head telling you that you deserve something sweet. Not because you're hungry, not because your body needs it, just because you want relief. And this is the exact moment where most people lose control. Not at lunch, not at dinner, but in the small private moments when cravings feel louder than goals. Because the biggest lie people believe about clean eating is that dessert has to disappear. It doesn't. In fact, the right dessert can make clean eating easier. And today, I'm proving it. Every dessert in this video is under 150 calories, genuinely satisfying, and built to help you enjoy something sweet without wrecking your progress. It usually happens at the same time, doesn't it? Late evening, the day is quiet, you're tired, maybe stressed, maybe bored, maybe just mentally done, and suddenly that craving feels massive. That's when a lot of healthy routines collapse, not because people are weak, but because they built a plan with no room for pleasure. They made healthy eating so strict that the only possible ending was rebellion. But when your fridge already has desserts that taste good, feel rewarding, and still fit your goals, everything changes. You stop relying on willpower and start relying on structure. And structure almost always beats motivation in real life, because motivation is inconsistent, but preparation is repeatable. If you want videos that actually make weight loss easier, subscribe right now. This channel is for people who want realistic fat loss, simple clean eating, and meals that don't feel like punishment. And stay with me, because near the end, I'm going to show you the one dessert habit that helps stop late-night binge eating better than almost anything else. Let's start with one of the most underrated options: Greek yogurt berry cheesecake cups. And if that sounds too good to be a clean dessert, that's exactly the point. Mix plain non-fat Greek yogurt with a little vanilla extract, a small drizzle of honey, and crushed berries. Then finish it with a spoonful of crushed graham cracker. In about 2 minutes, you have something cold, creamy, tangy, slightly sweet, and rich enough to feel like real dessert. This works because satisfaction matters just as much as calories. If dessert doesn't satisfy you, it doesn't solve the craving. It just delays the second snack. Texture matters, creaminess matters, that "this feels like a treat" feeling matters. And when people enjoy a dessert that still feels aligned with their goals, they're far more likely to stay consistent. But the next one is for people who say healthy desserts never feel fun. Frozen banana bites with dark chocolate drizzle fix that instantly. Slice a banana into coins. Add a small amount of natural peanut butter between 2 slices. Freeze them, and drizzle with a little melted dark chocolate. That's it. It tastes like the kind of thing you'd expect to regret later, except you won't. You get sweetness, creaminess, a little richness, and just enough chocolate to make your brain register it as dessert. And here's why this matters. A lot of ultra-processed desserts hit fast, spike your appetite, and make you want more. But something with fruit, healthy fat, and a little chocolate slows the whole experience down. You enjoy it. You taste it. You finish it without feeling like the craving is still chasing you. That shift is powerful because clean eating gets easier when dessert stops feeling like a forbidden reward and starts feeling like part of the plan. Now, if cold desserts don't always do it for you, this next one is the answer. Because sometimes the craving isn't just for sugar, it's for comfort. A cinnamon apple mug bake is perfect for that. Dice half an apple, toss it with cinnamon, blended oats, a spoon of Greek yogurt, a pinch of baking powder, and a touch of sweetener. Then microwave it for about 90 seconds to 2 minutes. Suddenly your kitchen smells like a bakery. It's warm, soft, fluffy, and deeply comforting in a way that a protein bar could never be. And that matters, because not every craving is physical. Some cravings are emotional. You're not just chasing sweetness. You're chasing calm, relief, a reward at the end of a hard day. That's one of the biggest mistakes people make with healthy eating. They reduce everything to calories and forget emotion. But food is not just fuel. It is also ritual, comfort, and experience. So the best clean desserts understand that. They don't just try to be healthy, they try to meet the real need behind the craving. When a dessert feels warm, soft, and familiar, it can calm the part of you that's not asking for sugar so much as it's asking for a break. And if this is already changing the way you think about healthy eating, hit the like button. It helps push this video to more people who are trying to lose weight without giving up everything they enjoy. Now let's talk to the chocolate lovers, because this is where a lot of people assume clean eating gets boring. It doesn't. Chocolate chia pudding is proof. Mix chia seeds with unsweetened almond milk, cocoa powder, vanilla, and your preferred sweetener. Then let it thicken into a rich, pudding-like texture. Top it with raspberries or a few cacao nibs, and suddenly you've got a dessert that feels expensive, almost like something from a trendy cafe, but it's simple enough to make at home. The beauty of this one is the texture. It feels thick, it feels rich, it feels like something you're meant to savor. And here's why that matters more than people think. Desserts like this create pause. You don't inhale them, you actually eat them. You notice the texture, you taste the chocolate, you slow down. And that pause is powerful, because it interrupts the autopilot pattern that often leads to overeating. Sometimes the best dessert is not the sweetest one. It's the one that gets you to stop, breathe, and feel finished. But the one most people underestimate is this: a watermelon lime slush. It sounds almost too simple, which is exactly why people overlook it. Blend frozen watermelon chunks with fresh lime juice and a few mint leaves, and in less than 2 minutes, you get something icy, bright, refreshing, and incredibly satisfying on a hot day. Naturally, sweet frozen fruit desserts are popular because they feel light and refreshing while still hitting that "I want something now" craving. Recipes like fruitsicles, berry bites, and fruit-based frozen treats show how often simple fruit-forward desserts can fit under 150 calories while still feeling special. Sometimes what feels like a sugar craving is really your brain asking for stimulation, something cold, sharp, fresh, and energizing. This gives you that same "ah" moment without turning into a heavy dessert that leaves you sluggish afterward. And that's what makes this one so sneaky good. It doesn't just taste refreshing, it changes your whole state. This next one fixes the exact mistake that causes a lot of overeating. People forget how powerful warm fruit can be. Baked cinnamon pears are simple, but they hit hard. Cut a pear in half, remove the core, dust it with cinnamon, and bake until soft and caramelized. If you want to level it up, add a spoon of Greek yogurt or a few chopped walnuts. As the pear bakes, the natural sugars deepen and concentrate, giving it that soft, almost candy-like sweetness. Warm fruit desserts like roasted peaches and other lightly sweetened baked fruit recipes keep showing up in low-calorie dessert lists because they create strong dessert flavor without needing heavy add-ons. It feels elegant, cozy, and far more indulgent than the calorie count would ever suggest. Sometimes the smartest dessert isn't the flashiest one. It's the one that tastes like comfort and leaves no guilt behind. That's the shift people need to make if they want clean eating to last. Stop asking, "How little can I eat?" and start asking, "What actually satisfies me for the calories?" This is where clean eating starts to feel different. It stops feeling like a list of rules and starts feeling like a system you can actually live with. Because the truth is, you do not need more discipline. You need better options. The goal isn't to become the kind of person who never wants dessert. The goal is to become the kind of person who knows exactly what to reach for when that craving shows up. That's how habits get built. Not through perfection, but through repeatable decisions. Now here's a mistake almost everybody makes when they try to eat healthy. They make dessert too small to be satisfying. One tiny bite, one sad square, one little treat that disappears before your brain even registers it. That's why strawberry yogurt bark works so well. Spread Greek yogurt across parchment paper, swirl in mashed strawberries, sprinkle over chopped nuts or seeds, and freeze it until solid. Then break it into bark pieces. It looks generous. It feels playful. You get multiple bites instead of one tiny serving. And that changes the experience completely. Sometimes volume is what makes a dessert feel real. And if you need something fast, something for those moments when a craving hits now, not later, this one is perfect. A stuffed date with a little peanut butter and a few cacao nibs. Sweet, chewy, rich, slightly salty, and surprisingly close to candy. One or two can completely do the job. The secret here is intention. Instead of eating randomly from a package, you create a dessert on purpose. You plate it, you enjoy it. You end the craving instead of feeding it. Now let's get to the habit that quietly changes everything. Most late-night snacking isn't about hunger, it's about patterns. Your brain got used to ending the day with something sweet, and now it expects that reward. Trying to fight that routine head-on usually fails, because deprivation creates obsession. Replacement works better. Build a nightly dessert ritual that still feels comforting. Maybe a Greek yogurt bowl with cocoa and strawberries. Maybe a warm baked apple. Maybe a couple of frozen banana bites. When dessert remains part of the plan, it can feel less like restriction and more like structure, which is one reason whole food dessert creators often position treats as part of a sustainable routine rather than an occasional cheat. Once your brain trusts that dessert is still part of the plan, the panic disappears. And when the panic disappears, the binge urge often goes with it. That's the real unlock. Not forcing yourself to stop wanting sweet things, but building a better response when the desire shows up. So if I were building a clean dessert system from scratch, I'd make it simple. One creamy option, like Greek yogurt cheesecake cups. One chocolate option, like chia pudding. One warm option, like baked apples or pears. One frozen option, like banana bites or yogurt bark. And one emergency craving option, like stuffed dates. That gives you 5 answers for 5 different moods. Chocolate craving? Handled. Need comfort? Covered. Want something cold? Easy. And here's where this becomes real life. Prep just 2 or 3 of these on Sunday, and you've already made the rest of your week easier. Because most unhealthy eating doesn't happen when people are focused and prepared. It happens when they're exhausted, emotional, rushed, or trying to soothe themselves fast. Preparation gives your future self a better option before the craving even starts negotiating with you. So the next time that voice tells you that you need something sweet, don't treat it like failure. Treat it like a signal that you need something satisfying, something intentional, something that works with your goals instead of against them. That is what clean eating really looks like. Not punishment, not perfection, just better choices, made consistently. If you want more healthy ideas that make weight loss feel easier instead of harder, subscribe right now. Comment below and tell me which one you're trying first. And send this to someone who still thinks eating clean means giving up everything fun, because that belief is exactly what keeps people stuck. Dessert is not the problem. A bad dessert strategy is. Get this right, and your cravings stop being the thing that breaks your progress. They become the reason your plan finally works.